Welcome back to Lens Dynamic Coffee Sessions. So for today we have a sample from Brew Tokai. So this is something called their to Harvest 25 kind of range. So now they are like looking for some new farms also and featuring them as we recently covered. So this one is something called Skia Coffee, and this is their first release from Skia Coffee, and it says that two lots, two processes, one origin. There are some details given in terms of the farm and those things. There's this cute little card that they have given, and this coffee was profiled by Subham, and it's a balanced coffee. It talks about like flavor notes being tangerine, brown sugar, berries, and it says something called thermal shock. So briefly about what this is all about, like this coffee, there is something different in the terms of processing of the beans, of the coffee beans. So mainly it says that there is high level of fermentation that is done. It's a very unique thing which is says which is called anaerobic yeast fermentation. So pardon me if I get this wrong, but it says that ripe high density cherries are pulped with the mucilage left intact and then sealed in tanks for a 72-hour anaerobic fermentation. You can imagine like there is a kind of vacuum created. There is no external air let in, and the complexity is built, the yeast trained purpose that is built for controlled fermentation. So there can be like chemical induced fermentation also, as in we have seen in food processing, and this is like controlled fermentation. So and then there is different kind of two methods that it goes into, two processes. One is honey sun dried and one is thermal shock. So honey sun dried is mainly the coffee beans are slow dried on a raised bed under controlled shade, and then it is allowed to like get the flavors matured in it, and the tasting notes are sweet lime, prunes, and almond. So what is unique about this lot is that there is two different kind of outputs and two lots. So this is like a Skia, there is first release, and this release has like two lots. So one is thermal shock and one is yeast anaerobic fermentation. So the thermal shock, the very quickly varying intensity, varying temperature of water is used for washing of the beans. So this is thermal shock and this is anaerobic fermentation. So we'll quickly brew both of these, and also I'll share the aroma and the flavor notes of both these coffees. So I've opened both the packs. This one is thermal shock and this is anaerobic fermentation. The thermal shock one says tangerine, brown sugar, and berries. So I'm not getting very prominent notes, but I'm getting like some kind of citrusy kind of aroma. Yeah, it's not a very intense kind of whiff. And this one is anaerobic yeast fermentation, and it says sweet lime, prunes, and almonds. Same here. So I'm not getting very intense, but there is a very pleasing kind of citrusy aroma, and something that tells you like kind of a fermented coffee berry kind of notes I'm getting. So I'll brew both of these, and I'll also provide the link. So they have an Instagram page of Skia Coffee where the estate owner is very enthusiastic, and he has like he's very passionate about the process, and he keeps saying about he keeps talking about how very unglamorous so coffee might be looked at something very fancy which rich people do in Coorg or Chikmagalur, but he actually shares like the hardships and the uncertainties of the coffee growing business. So you will get like a actual coffee grower's perspective if you follow his videos. I was also watching this movie, Kannada movie called Thimanna Mottegalu, and talks about like man's relationship with nature in a very picturesque way. So it's based in areca nut plantation in Malenad, and do check it out also. So both the coffees are brewed now. At first I have thermal shock here, and then that is anaerobic fermentation. So I'll quickly get to the tasting. So having tasted both of them, it's quite tough because they are raised in a similar farm, but there are few changes in the processing. So there is a little change in the acidity. This one, thermal shock, is higher on the acidity. Acidity is medium high, and they have given this card. This is for thermal shock, and I realized that there is no card as such for anaerobic. I don't know if I threw it or something, but this one has a medium acidity, and both the things are all the attributes are medium, like roast level and bitterness are anyways medium on both of them, and they only are differentiated by acidity. Medium in anaerobic, and in thermal shock is medium high. I think Coorg, yeah, Coorg is the location. There is something that is preventing me from reading this. All the other things are similar. This important fact is on the processing. So this is honey processed, anaerobic yeast fermentation. So I think this is the one which is raised, which is processed on a raised bed. Yeah, so this is also called honey sun dried, slow dried on raised bed, and this is thermal shock. So I would say both are very good coffees. They give you that typical experience of citrusy notes. This has a little nuttiness, the anaerobic one, and this one has like more acidity because of, I think, the thermal shock method. But overall, a very perfectly processed coffee from this lot of Skia farm. Just for reference, I also had brewed Amaltas, so I'll just compare it with that. So Amaltas in comparison appears very light. Like I even tried the cold brew that I have of Sitar Gundu. They feel very light in the body, as you can also see in the color. This is like a light roast, so it might not compare well. If I compare this with a medium roast, then it will be good. But overall, the Skia farm coffees are very good. This is a very good harvest, or I don't know what they call it, release or batch, but good coffees to try from Skia farm, and do try them out. You will get a very good experience of a Coorg based coffee. So that's about this coffee tasting. Enjoy your coffee.